Good evening, everybody. We're going to get started in just a moment. As you all come into the room, please ping your followers. Any music played on this network, most of it I do not own the rights to. So let's go ahead and get that out there beforehand.
I know you're caught about it, but don't throw in the towel. Don't give up on yourself. It's too late in the hour. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep walking. Don't gotta keep running. Don't give up. Don't you give up. No, it's not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure.
To this music.
Don't give up. Don't give up. The race is not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. Don't be led by your senses, like you hear, see, or feel. With the fixed determination, your dreams will reveal. And no more negative thoughts about yourself. Envision positive images. Don't give up. Don't give up. You gotta keep holding on. You can't to the swift or strong, but you
As you come in, ping your followers in the room. We're going to get started. It's a whole new room today.
Remember his thoughts towards you, for they are built, they are built. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
Don't give up, y'all.
The race is not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. Don't you give up. Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up.
More grace, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Something to Think About broadcast. I am your host, Apostle Aaron Ace Randall. In the business world, I am known as Ace. Welcome to a new addition to the Something to Think About broadcast. We are growing on to the next phase. We have been talking about putting legs to your vision, but this is a discussions that is something that God gave me literally months before the pandemic hit, and it's called the PHWD challenge, which means Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge, which means you're pursuing after your purpose, health, and wealth over the next decade, which is going to shift the trajectory of your entire life. We are about setting goals and objectives that is going to set up, build and create legacy. We want to set up an inheritance for our children's children. We want to live a healthy and prosperous life. I want that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. And so we're going to get into some great things on this room. We're going to have some different panel speakers that's going to come on, and that's going to be talking about different areas that are dealing with health and wellness, going to be dealing with wealth and finances, dealing with purpose and what is your life's objective and fulfillment. And we're going to get into it. We're going to start setting goals. This is going to be a room that is a safe space for us to be able to set goals and objectives, and we are going to do it. The song that I played is called "Don't Give Up" by Latrice Pace. Please go on her SoundCloud and download and listen and support her ministry. I do not own the rights to that song. We do follow each other both on Facebook, Instagram, and all social medias, but I do not know her personally, but I do not own the rights to that music. So I want to put that shout out there for her to support her song. Funny enough, God led me to that song this afternoon when I was posting up this live on Facebook, and I was looking for a song that was really encompassing this focus and this objective, and that was the first song that popped up. I liked it immediately. The words spoke very well to what this focus and this objective is, and you cannot give up in this season. You cannot give up ever. Not in this season. You cannot give up, period, in your life. And the more that you continue to move on and the more you keep going after what your goals and objectives are, be it health, purpose, or wealth, you're going to accomplish it. You're going to achieve it. So this is the room, as always, has been. It's not about just me talking. It's about us having a dialogue. It's about us having a conversation. So those of you that are coming in the room and you're in the listening lounge, you are welcome to be a part. I want to address all listeners in all platforms, because right now we are streaming on several different platforms. We're streaming currently on Facebook, 5 different Facebook channels, a YouTube channel, Twitter, and Clubhouse, all simultaneously at the same time. I want to get this word out. I want to get this out to every listener. This is not only for the believer. This is for everybody. And it's about us pursuing after our purpose, health, and wealth. Again, for those of you who are in the listening lounge, you are welcome to come up and join the conversation. We are going to dialogue. We're going to talk, and we're going to get into this focus and this topic. So those of you that are listening watching via Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you are welcome to be a part of this discussion. I know that you all are not able to verbally chime into the conversation, but post your comments on the screen. Post them up so that I can be able to see them. If there's some things that we're talking about that you have any questions about, or you want to add a comment, or anything you want to be a part in the conversation, you are welcome. But also, if you look on the left side of your screen, you will see it says tune in live and join the chat. And you can join the chat here on Facebook. You see the different Facebook pages that are listed there that you're able to post your comments. Also, you can join us here on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a platform that it's more like a podcast type setup that you can come and listen in and also be a part of the conversation. You can come and be on the stage and you can ask questions. You can contribute to the conversation and you can join us there. And then also on the YouTube channel, you can watch us there if you're not able to get on Facebook as well. And then also for those of you are listening and watching, especially on Clubhouse, if you want to go back and look at the replays or listen to the replays, if they go extend past a certain time here on Clubhouse, don't worry, I got your back. You can go back and watch a lot of our replays, all of our replays from the past room that I did called Putting Legs to Your Vision. All of those are available on YouTube, as well as these lives will be available on YouTube as well. So you're welcome to join and be a part of and just let us engage and let's us pursue after purpose, health, and wealth, and just shift the trajectory of our entire life. First, before we get started, I want to say thank you all for some of you all that have rocked with me through the 15 weeks of Putting Legs to Your Vision. We literally did 15 weeks of the process of putting legs to your vision. So those of you that have already been a part of that room, you have a leg up in the game. You have a leg up in the focus of the wealth part of your focus, your visions in that regard. And so we're going to incorporate a lot of that in here as well. So thank you for rocking out with me. Those of you in the room, please share with your followers and ping people into the room. But we're going to take this to a whole nother level. So let me just give you a little bit of history how this came about. Actually, it was a divine inspiration by God. to do a PHWD challenge, which is again, it's called Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge. It's literally pursuing after your purpose, health, and wealth over the next decade. Now, I started this technically January 1st of 2020. Now, all we know that a lot of what happened with the pandemic started being announced around like February, March. And what was going on with the pandemic was literally tackling our purpose, health, and wealth. Literally, it was the COVID was hitting our physical body, so we were dealing with that, and people were dying left and right. Then it was attacking our purpose, because if we're unhealthy, we cannot fulfill purpose, and it was also attacking our wealth. Businesses were shutting down, people were losing jobs left and right. People were becoming homeless and dealing with lack and poverty, and so I just found it very ironic that God gave me this as an assignment or as a focus to talk about on Facebook, on Clubhouse, well, not even Clubhouse because I wasn't on Clubhouse yet, but on social media. And then moments later, that was the very thing that was being challenged. And everybody was scared and talking about, the fear of the pandemic, you got to enclose in and this and whatever. And I was not talking about that. I was talking about how can we advance in our purpose? How can we advance in our wealth? How can we advance in our health? How we can live healthy and more prosperous lives? Again, the word, if we want to take it spiritual, would that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. You cannot fulfill your purpose if you're dead. You cannot maintain or obtain wealth if you're dead. You can have a healthy life, but when you're broke and you don't have a purpose or what have you in life, then that breeds depression. That just, so all of these encompasses, a prosperous life.
You're in the matrix a little bit.
Thank you. Can you hear me better now? I'm sorry, I did get the red bar. Can you all hear me better now? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Am I still in the matrix, you guys? Am I still in the matrix?
Try it again.
Am I still in the matrix?
A little better.
All right, I had to go ahead and jump onto my Wi-Fi. I'm sorry about that, you guys. And thank you for letting me know that. Definitely, thank you for letting me know. So as I was mentioning, this was just something that God had given me pre-pandemic, and the focus and the agenda was going after purpose, health, and wealth. And so I was doing that for a nice amount of time, but then I got focused specifically on the wealth side. What is it that your streams of income, and then and this and the third. And so God told me to go back to this, just like He told me to bring back the putting legs to your vision, because that also was something that I did about 2 years ago, and God said, bring it back. And so once I started bringing these things back, I started hearing resounding echoes. People are talking about the same thing, and in other rooms in that regard. So this is timely. This is it's not about a New Year's resolution. It is not about losing weight and just getting your sexy back. But this is literally about having a healthier, fulfilled life in its sum total. And so we're going to be dealing with a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of different panelists that's going to be coming on, and different people that's going to be coming in the room and being involved, and giving you some knowledge and some wisdom on how to pursue your purpose, health, and wealth. Now, let's break this down. Now, purpose is not always attached to wealth. Purpose can be, what is your passion? What is it, the thing that you love to do, even if you're not being paid? What is it, the thing that you love to do, or that is a part of your life, life's goals and objectives, that as long as you see people's lives fulfilled or blessed or imparted into or advanced, then that's enough payment for you. What is that? And begin to dissect those things. And then on the health side, we're going to dive into some focuses dealing with your health, or what have you, be it weight, be it health issues, be it, some things that you might have to get a doctor involved, and things of that sort. We want to dive into it, but we also going to have some prayer focuses as well. Those of you that are not spiritually inclined, just hang on in there. Just, eat the meat and discard the bone. You apply what applies to you. But I am a believer. I am a ministry leader in that regard. And so God is in everything that I do, but I don't do it to offend. But at the same time, too, I want you to feel comfortable that this is a safe space that you can share and you can receive knowledge and wisdom, as well as impartation of some things that's being shared. And then also wealth. What is the thing that's going to bring wealth into your life, that is going to give you access to resources, money, businesses, and the list goes on. And establishing those things and solidifying those things, and not only just building them, but learning how to grow them, multiply them, how to continuously to live a healthy and prosperous life. And what does that take? What do you need to do? How do you need to eat? How do you need to sleep? And the list goes on. We're going to dive into all of those things. So I said a lot in that regard. If you are new to this room in Clubhouse, please share with your followers. Those of you that are watching via Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, thank you so much for being a part. I see Milton, my cousin, is actually listening on. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Share these on all of your meetings, all of your platforms, because we want to live a purpose-driven, healthy, motivated, and wealthier life, not temporarily, for the rest of our life. And not only for the rest of our life, we want to shift this in generations to come. We want to be the first partakers of this. We want to be the first ones to engage in this in our life, so that we can live as a blueprint and a model for generations to come. So what I typically do in my other rooms is I do introductions, or what have you, for those that are on the stage. And give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the room. I see Erica's in. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the room.
Hey, my name is Erica, and I'm here because I've been following you for a second. I see I'm real on this. I'm here. I'm listening to what you got going on. See what I'm interested in. I'm definitely interested in health and wealth.
Absolutely. Me too. Hey, we try to get this bag, Erica. We try to get this money. We try to advance in our health, and we want to live a healthy, prosperous life. I'm with you, Erica. Thank you so much for supporting the room. I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to Ms. Paula. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the room.
Hi, blessings and good evening, everyone. I'm Paula Demoncourt. I'm a holistic health coach. So health is definitely right up my alley. I myself suffered from multiple food allergies, so I almost died several times. In fact,
Wow.
I just kind of wrote a book about how the enemy is kind of been trying to get me for a very long time. And then as far as wealth goes, we have to have health and wealth, and I really want to be able to bless others. So I actually just became a business loan agent because I am passionate about helping other people and even other businesses to be able to get funding. So that's what that's all about. It's about just helping people get funding for their businesses, or even if you become an agent, you can just get funding for yourself. So either way, you can get more money, and that way we can just be a blessing to more people. And, even with being healthy, sometimes, as much as you try to be on a budget, it can be a little difficult sometimes to eat the right foods if you don't have the amount of money that you need, or the right amount of money. So health and wealth do go hand in hand, or even just being worried about money goes hand in hand. So I'm just happy to be here on this platform. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to what this is all about and being a part of it. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And you are welcome anytime. Actually, I would love for you to be a part and just to share, different levels of expertise. So you are welcome anytime on this platform, because you are already in that space, and having people that are already educated and also in that as a career path to bring even further enlightenment to those things. I definitely am glad that you are in the room and in the space. Definitely so much. So again, just to reset the room for those that are new, that are just coming in, we are talking about the PHWD challenge, the Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge. And basically what that is, again, is pursuing after your purpose, health, and wealth over the next decade. which will shift the trajectory of your entire life, and not only your life, but generations to come. And we want to begin to build and create legacy. We want to be able to have a healthier life. In order to fulfill purpose, you got to have life. I'll give you an example for myself. I'm actually getting prepared to do some mission works overseas. And right now, I'm actually, getting my body in order physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and the whole gambit. Um, Getting all of that in order because when you go over into certain countries, it's just period. When you're doing anything ministry related, um, you have to, it's a lot of work involved. When I'm there, I'm typically there anywhere between um, 15 to 30 days. I'm usually ministering anywhere between 2 to 3 times a day with no one maybe 2 days off out of the whole entire trip to rest. But we are literally gone from early in the morning till later in the evening or what have you, and we do it all over again the next day. And so it's very it's a lot on the body. It's a lot on you spiritually, but it is so fulfilling to see the lives changed and advance in that regard. And so the reason why I put the Cash App up is, even though my room is the PHWD challenge, I usually lately I've been having my image up about my missions campaign that I'm doing, and what I'm doing is getting people to partner with me. I have to raise about $8,000 to go because I'm doing three different trips this year, 4 different countries, or what have you. Three of which will well, I'm sorry, yeah, three different trips, 4 different countries, and some of them are going to be multiple countries in one travel. So I'm just getting people to sow into and to support what I'm sorry, I'm saying that all wrong. It's 3 different trips, 5 different countries. So 3 countries in one trip, and then 2 individual trips for 2 different other countries. And they're spread out, not all together. They're spread out. One is in 3 months. One is during the middle end of summer. The other one is during the fall. Um, and so this is not my first trip at all, which is why I'm talking about this in the way that I am, because I know how taxing it is physically and even financially. And it's not like a ministry trip that you go and speak and all that in that regard, but you literally, and they pay your honorarium, or they pay for your travels in that regard. But it's literally a financial sacrifice to go and impart, and you see people's lives taken care of. And this is a part of my purpose as my assignment as an apostolic leader, to go and do this in the nations. I'm called to nations in that regard. And so just looking for people that's able to partner with me in that regard. And for those of you, so if you're interested in partnering with me in that, feel free to sow whatever you would like to sow into the Cash App details. It's on the above there on the Clubhouse. What have you? Those of you that are watching via Facebook Live and all the other mediums, you see it on the screen. You could be able, if you see the objective that what I'm working forth, and if you are interested in sewing into that, you are definitely welcome to do so in that regard. Every little bit counts, or what have you, and help in that regard. But this also is talking about what I mean about purpose. This is a part of my purpose. When I go over there and I'm a part in it, we go to orphanages, we go to, if available, able to go to hospitals, we go to schools, we do ministry crusades, or what they would call crusades, or evangelism, and we'll do a ministry out in different areas in that regard. And when you see the lives change, and then you hear the reports coming back of what it is that you've done, that God used you to do to impart into people's life, it is so fulfilling in that regard. And so that's attached to my purpose. This goes back to what I said earlier, that when you see what your purpose is, and you would do it even if you're not paid, because it's not always attached to money. It's about a fulfillment. It's about what is your life meant to be, and to do in the earth, and how you're supposed to impart into people's lives. And, a lot of people becomes hirelings and everything is about money, 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 money. But, can you do it and you make a sacrifice? Can you go and spend $2,000-$3,000 and go and be gone for 30 days and impart into people's life and come back broke financially? Financially broke, but spiritually fulfilled. You know what I mean? Spiritually enlightened, spiritually, and know that you made the sacrifice and might have to take a couple of months to recuperate because you spent out. Are you able to do that and not worry about, oh, I just spent out this money and I gave up so much and I shouldn't have went? If you're able to do that and not second guess the financial sacrifice that it took to get there, then that's attached to your purpose. You're able to do it without money involved in that regard. So I just want to just use that as an example about what our focus is going to be on, finding out what those things are, and so with that being said, let me kind of if you have a pen and paper handy, these are some things I want you to start working on. I look, if you've been a part of my rooms, I give assignments. Because when we start applying these things to our lives, we go from it just being something that swims around in our head into something that we just heard in our ear gates and we've taken it in, but we begin to apply, we begin to exercise the word that we have been given. So what the first thing that we're going to be doing for the next 2 sessions with this, because of course, it's new. A lot of people haven't come into the room yet. Some people are going to come in the room later or what have you, because this room's going on right now. Other lives are going on social media in that regard, but they're going to come back and watch the replays. But we're going to be talking about this for the next 2 weeks. And I'm going to have you to do a list of things, because this is what's going to help you in your process of the momentum of pursuing after your purpose, health, and wealth. So the first things that we're going to be establishing is writing down what is your passions. What is the things that you love to do? It is the thing, like I said earlier, you get fulfillment out of just doing it, regardless if you get paid or not. What is it? What is your passions? What is your purpose? Also, what is your burden? Burdens, meaning, you see a particular thing and that thing burdens you and you have a solution to that thing. It's now a burden. So like an example, I was talking to somebody just the other day and they were talking about issues with, children with schools and how they're doing, how they're being treated and this and whatever. And they were talking so passionate about it and they were talking solutions. And I said, well, you are a person to bring the solution to that problem. God has given you a burden for that thing. Why don't you go after that? I'll give you another example. It was a guy at my office. I'm here in Georgia, and I have my office in Buckhead. And if I take transit in, I'll take, like the train in, and then at the train station, they have shuttle buses. And one of the guys that drives the shuttle bus is very passionate about certain topics and what's going on in Georgia and what's going on in the media and this and that and so on and so forth. And I told him, I said, sir, you talk with so much knowledge and so much revelation to it. Why are you not doing something to change it? Why are you not doing something to advance it? And then he started to stutter. And I told him, I said, see, you have the knowledge to bring a solution to this problem. You can empower people, you can advance people, but you're not doing any, you're not alerting or going around and becoming an activist or getting involved in some sort of a community something so that you can change people's minds and their perspectives. And he was like, you know what? I'm just sharing because maybe somebody will listen and somebody will be the one that's going to. No, God gave it to you. He gave it to you. That's why it's your burden. That's why it's your passion. And if it's that thing that's in you to bring change to it, then maybe God is going to use you. He's put it in you. He's put it in you. So utilize what that thing is in you to bring change. So again, we're going to, on the purpose side, we're going to determine what is your passions, what is your purpose, and what is your burdens. What are the things that is the drive behind you? or the things that irritate you to get under your skin, but you have a solution to that problem. And you can begin to move in that. Some of you all have the ability to become great politicians. Some of you might be the next president, or the next emerging leader in a community, or you might come up with a technological breakthrough, or what is that thing that's a burden in you. I'll give you another example about a burden. Some doctors that come up with medical breakthroughs are usually ones that lost somebody dear to them with that ailment or that issue. And so that begins to become their burden, and they begin to find a way or a solution to bring healing to that area. And so so that they begin to research, they begin to have sleepless nights, and they get close, and then they almost, close no cigar, and they're for years they will put time and energy into trying to find a cure for cancer, or for trying to find a cure for AIDS or HIV. And if it wasn't for somebody that lost somebody with that, then we would have never came up with they never would have came up with a pill that was able to make people undetectable, or to different chemotherapies and different treatments and things of that sort, to bring healing to people with cancer that are now cancer free. Where if you would have went back 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago, people were dying when you heard the word cancer. People were dying when you heard the word AIDS and HIV, and the list goes on. But somebody, unfortunately, had to take a loss to birth a burden to bring a solution. It's no different than what's going on right now with COVID. They're trying to come up with different vaccines because so many people have died. And so that has become a burden in them, because they are trying to find a solution, because they have lost many people to that particular ailment. So again, the first phase of what we're going to be focusing on, and what I want you to write down, that we're going to be talking, that we're going to dive into for you individually, and we're going to talk about these things. And some things is personal, so you don't have to share all of it. But we're going to talk about what is your passions, what is your purpose, and what is your burdens. And we're going to assess those things. So those are the things you want to write down, and begin to write these things out. Write them out. If they're lengthy, that's great. Write them out, because we're going to begin to tackle these things. We're going to begin to go after those things. The next thing that we're going to talk about on the health side is, what are your health goals? What is it that you're trying to accomplish health-wise in your physical body? Be it weight loss, be it if maybe you have diabetes and it's associated with excessive weight, or what have you. What can we do, or a particular diet? That might be a health goal. Let's get that under control in that regard. Or whatever your health objectives or goals are. Then also we're going to talk about, what are your health conditions and diagnoses. After you've gone and gotten checkups, or you might have already been diagnosed recently. Write these things out, because these are the things that we're going to tackle and we're going to go after. Either we're going to be praying about them, or we're going to find people that have solutions to that. Because again, it's going to be different people that's going to be coming in this room, that we're going to be talking about these different things. That are different health professionals. We already got one in the room right now. Thank you, Paula, so much for being a part of us. She's already in this space that is able to educate us on these different things, and bring context and language to some different things that we can do health-wise, that can cover ourselves, to protect ourselves from the Delta variant, from all all these different variances and things of that sort, that we can begin to cover and protect ourselves and protect our families and live a more healthier life. So we're going to be dealing with that. We're also going to have some fitness people that deal in fitness, and not only just health and wellness, but also getting your body in shape, or toning up, or losing weight, or dropping fat, or whatever it is may be. Because again, you cannot fulfill purpose if you're dead. You can't. So we're going to be dealing with those things. I'm already making moves in that myself. And so what I'm personally doing is I'm taking my body through detoxing. I'm detoxing a lot of it, because I was feeling some weight and some of my body. I wasn't feeling as energized. I wasn't, and I was feeling really bogged down. I was always feeling full. I said, okay, I need to clean myself out, or what have you. That was the first process. And then I have a number of other processes that I do, but I'm already a week and a half in, because before I start talking about something, it's not that I want you to do what but before I start doing a focus or a topic, I want to be first partakers of it first. I want to show that I'm already making moves in it myself because I want to be a person that just talks a good game. I want to walk through your journey, and we're going to this together. So we're going to we're going to come into context of those health goals are, those conditions and diagnoses are, and then we're also going to talk about generational health issues. We're going to dive into what those things are, some and what we believe those things are. Then we might talk to some different health professionals that can tell you that maybe it might not be a hereditary thing. Maybe it just might be based on the way that you eat. Just like we talk about diabetes, or high blood pressure, it might just be associated with the way that you eat, and that might not be associated with generational curse, if you will, or generational health issues. So we're going to bring people in that can bring context to that and bring understanding to that. But before we bring those people in, we want you to write these things down. Begin to go over your life and look at, I believe heart disease, diabetes, congestive heart failure, issues with kidneys. These are some things that I've seen throughout my family's health history in that regard. And for myself, I said I refuse to live under the status quo. So I'm going to do what I need to do to get my body physically in order so I can be able to live a long and prosperous and healthy. So we're going to talk about those things again: health goals, health conditions and diagnosis, different generational curses, and health issues. And then we're also going to be talking about things that we're going to Then also we're going to be talking about vision. So some of you all have been a part of this, put legs to your vision. So we already been engaged in that. But for newer ones that are coming in that don't understand that dynamic, we're going to resurface some things that we talked about that and dive more into that as well. So we're going to talk about what is your vision. And we're going to write down those different visions and those goals and objectives that you have with your vision. What is your goal, salary, income, or profit margins for your business? And we're going to assess that. And we're going to begin to write these things down. But we want you to start making your plans first before we start talking, that we can add to your plans of knowledge that can help you advance further. Also, I want you to begin to write down what are your goals and objectives for entrepreneurship, if you have any. Are you graduating from being working a 9 to 5 or what is your career objectives? You might go or be working a 9 to 5, but you might want to go back to school and get a medical degree, or go back to school and do something else. What are those goals that you have that is connected to your wealth? Or what are some things that's going to establish multiple streams of income in your life, so that you're not just putting all your eggs in one basket? You can be able to have multiple. So when one stream starts to turn into, little trickles or what have you, then you have something else that is still in momentum in that regard. So we're going to be talking about a lot of these different things, but these are the first things that we're going to focus on for this week and next week. And these are things that you're going to want to write down and we're going to start developing plans, but I want you to start yourself. So again, let me recap. We're talking about what is your passions, what is your purpose, and what is your burdens. That is under the purpose side. And this is just a very short list. Then under the health side, what is your health goals? What is your underlying health conditions and diagnosis from a medical professional? Also, what are generational health issues in that regard? And we're going to be dealing with those. And what is your goals and objectives health-wise to live a more healthier, prosperous life? Then also on the vision side or the wealth side, what is your visions? What is your goals, salary, income, or profit margins? And what did I last say? I'm sorry, I forgot one. It'll come back to me. I'm sorry, I forgot the last one. but it's on the replay, so you'll definitely be able to hear it there. So these are the things that we're going to talk about next week. We're going to get engaged and involved in that regard. So what I'm going to do is open up the conversation, because I have been talking quite a bit, and I know we do have some people here on Clubhouse. I see my brother Kevin is coming to the room, and so I'm going to kind of go around the room, and it's popcorn style. You can chime in, but I want to hear from you. What do you think about this Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge? And do you really feel that this is going to be something that's going to be very beneficial to your life? And I'm going to say that again to for those of you who are listening and watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Feel free to chime in and answer that question on the message board as well. What do you think about this Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge? And do you think that this is really going to be beneficial to your life and changing the trajectory of your life? Anybody want to jump in?
I'll jump in. So this is Paula for everybody listening. And I am a health coach if you're just joining in. But I think it's a great challenge. I mean, even for myself, I think the one thing that I do struggle with a little bit, and I'm trying to declare it every day, is I do need to get a little more exercise in. You know, I'm a health coach, but I'm also doing another job. So I do work from home and I sit all day, so I'm not getting enough exercise. You know, I moved from Massachusetts to North Carolina thinking it would be a lot warmer here and I'd be outside, but the winter is quite chilly. It's not that warm.
Indeed.
So, yeah, so I need to get a little bit more movement in myself. So, I mean, as far as that goes, I'm definitely going to be working on that. But I think it's a great challenge for everybody. I want to just share a little something with you. I've worked 2 jobs since the pandemic started, as you know, in addition to what I'm doing now as far as health coaching. And one was as a cashier for a grocery store. And oddly enough, these are totally different grocery store chains, but God put me in another grocery store, but it's corporate now, answering the phones. And one thing I've noticed in all of these grocery stores is people are still eating like crap. You know, now I'm answering people's problems, and guess what their problems are? There's no soda on the shelf, or there's no, you know, all this like junk food, put it that way. You know, junk food, soda. And it just blows me away that, you know, we've got this pandemic. We need to stay healthy. I mean, it's, you know, every time you just turn around, somebody's giving you something. And it could just be a common cold or flu. It is cold and flu season.
Yes.
Why are you still drinking all this like garbage that's out there? This soda, this, you know, like I just talked to a guy and he was all mad because he couldn't get his soda to go through on the app. You know, it wasn't going through right or whatever for it wanted to go. And I'm saying to myself, I won't say it out loud, don't get me wrong. You know, I can't. But I'm saying to myself, maybe it's divine intervention and you aren't meant to be drinking that soda. You know, you really need to be drinking water, you know? So we need, look at what you're eating and drinking. You're not going to get divine downloads from God. He's not going to give you your purpose if you can't get close to him. You're going to get better downloads and receive better from him in your prayer life if you have a clean temple. I mean, I've noticed that, you know, when my temple is clean, I receive more. I'm much clearer. I can focus better. So I just wanted to add that. I think it's a great purpose. You know, we need to get our money in order. We don't know what's coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
Even myself, you know, I'm renting. Like I said, I moved from Massachusetts to North Carolina. I've already had to move once. I rented a condo and I had to move to another condo in the same complex, thankfully. But I don't know what's, you know, around the corner. I've got like about 7 months before my lease is up again, and either they could sell it again, you know, different owner, it could get sold again, or they could go up, and you know, that could be just like a little too high for me. Who knows? So I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row there, so that I'm ready. So I think this is a great challenge for everybody. I think we all need to be ready for what's coming, and so we can help other people. Yes. I'll just leave it at this, you know. So many people all the time are like, hey, I need $50. Can I borrow money? Blah, blah, blah. Let's show people how to take that money and grow it, how to invest it, how to, how to take $50 and turn it into $1,000. So I don't want to be, the scripture's always like, be the lender, not the borrower. I just keep changing it. I want to be the giver. I don't want to lend money.
Yes, exactly.
Because all that does is cause problems. It's stress to you, the lender. You're wondering when you're going to get it back, and most of the time you never do. And then that gives stress to the person who borrowed it, because they're always wondering when they're going to be able to pay it back. So I want to be the giver, but I also want to be the educator and the teacher. How can I show this? And if I can't do it myself, I want the resources that can, So I think it's a great challenge. I think we can all help each other through it if you can't just do it all on your own, and share resources. So I hope I wasn't too long-winded. I yield the mic. Thank you.
Oh, that was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You brought out a lot of things that I wanted to share as well. So that literally led up to some things that I wanted to share. So you're talking really, really good. And I'm so glad that you are involved with this in that regard, because again, you have a lot of expertise because you do this for a living. I wanted to just bring something out that you said, because a guy had given me this just a few days ago. And sometimes it's just the simplest things. When you really sit down and think about it, it's the simplest things. When I started to look at my 7-day a week, and now my life is a little different because I am a workaholic. I work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now I have to shift that because I'm doing this PHWD challenge, and and I also want to encompass working out as well, because like you, Paula, I'm sitting down all day long. I have actually gained some weight or what have you because of just the convenience of I'm in a flow, I'm in a focus, and I'm working, and I don't have time to cook. So what is the next best convenient thing to do? It's to DoorDash, Uber Eats, and whatever else delivery service there is. And 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a healthy option. You're scrolling through and you seeing all this lovely fatty foods, and it looks like so yummy and wonderful to you, and it's going to bless your whole life, and it's going to add quite a few poundages to your midsection and every other area in your body. So it's not fun at all. However, it was for the sake of convenience, because I don't have to stop to cook. I don't have to stop to, I can just, continue to work while it's on the way. When it comes to the door, take a little, break to eat, and get right back into a flow and or what have you. Yes, it was to my benefit in that regard. However, the unhealthiness of it is what makes it worse. And so, so I say, okay. And then when you start to analyze, when you're talking about, wealth-wise, I'm always broke. But when you begin to analyze what your habits are or your spending behaviors are, then you realize I've been spending way too much money on dumb stuff. So when I started to look at the hours of the days, because a lot of people say, well, I don't have enough time. So God showed me this. He said, okay, let's just simplify it. Let's say most people work a 9 to 5 job, or like within that hours, 8-hour days. Some people do 12-hour work days, and they work, lesser days because they're working 8-hour or 12-hour days, and maybe instead of 5 days a week, it's 4 days a week or whatever. But let's just say average, you work 8-hour days or what have you. Then you sleep on average 8 hours a day. I would love that. I really would. However, I don't on my end, but as often. But let's just cap it at 8 hours. Then when you look at the rest of your day, you have an additional 8 hours that you have that you break up between travel back and forth to your office, or what have you, watching TV, being on social media, being on Clubhouse, and the list goes on. You have an additional 8 hours a day. So then let's look at the hours over the weekend. That let's just say you don't work on the weekends, but of course you want to deduct your 8-hour sleep day, so that leaves you 32 hours between the 2 days of the weekend. So when you calculate that all together for the time that you can adjust from your travel time to eating to watching TV, and the list goes on that you do, you have a total of 3 days worth of time to adjust, to flip around. Okay, now let me analyze my day. Okay, I'm spending a lot of time doing this, this, and this, and this. Before I know it, I'm sitting up I've watched 5 TV shows, and they're all an hour apiece. In that regard. Or I've been on social media, and then I get to flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping. Before I know it, it's time for me to go to bed. But I started flipping when I got off work at 4:30, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and now it's 11 o'clock, and I've spent this time flipping. And so when you take this moment, while we're in this process of analyzing, I want you to analyze your day. I want you to analyze and look at your time. Look at your time. The Bible talks about, let me count the days that I might apply wisdom. Let me be wise in my time, because we only get one body and we only get one life. And the seconds ago that just went past, we don't get back. It's gone. We've been on this live 15 minutes and 49 seconds, 50 seconds, 51 seconds, and the 1 second ago is gone. It's gone. We cannot go back and return and redo it. I wish I could go back and check and do some healthier choices and been in the gym 24 hours a day and getting all ripped and cut up and all this other kind of stuff. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done that and maintained that. I wish I would have been more focused in school, and I probably would have been a lot more wealthier now. Or I wish I would have did this, but we can wish it, shoulda, coulda, woulda all day long. But start now. Start today. Start making the changes now. Start looking at your life and begin to say, okay, I know I work a lot. Where can I pivot? Where can I shift? Or what have you? Like, I'll give an example because I always talk about myself. Because I can talk about myself better than anybody else. My days consist of, I have contact with a client that is locked in. I have my hours set with them that I've committed to them. And I'm going to provide them services between this hour and this hour. That is during my daytime. In between doing work for them, I also have my own businesses. So I'm fulfilling services for my own clients as well, outside of what is being distributed to my own staff. In between that time, I might take a little 15-minute, 30-minute nap in between just to kind of refresh myself so that I can stay in a momentum, because I know that I only had maybe 5-6 hours of sleep. So I'll take a little cat nap. Then when in between doing my business stuff and business work and the contract work, I might take another 30-minute nap in between to refresh myself so that I can go on, because sometimes I'm working from that 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening to sometimes to 1 o'clock in the morning, and get up and do it all over again the next day. And I work 7 days a week. Yeah. So what I had to do for myself, because I don't do the standard like everybody else does. I don't work a regular job and then go home and then can do, be with my family and, got to cook for the kids, got to clean, I don't have that standard type of schedule. So my schedule is more so putting a lot of time and energy into a new vision that I'm trying to build. So that's why I'm pushing all of that time, because I know what I'm trying to build takes a lot of time. And if I put it off for tomorrow, what I could do today, I will never get it done. I will never get it done. So I'm capitalizing on all of my time right now. But what I'm seeing that it's doing physically for my body, I'm hitting the goals in the business side. I'm getting almost to the finish line there. But where it's not benefiting my physical body is I'm not getting enough rest like I need to, and I'm not working out, and I'm not eating healthy. So that has been the problem. So what I've been doing now to offset the fact that, to shift, to pivot, or what have you, is I'm detoxing first, because I need to clean out all this gook, all this foolishness that I've taken in, and just start to clean that stuff out so that I could start with a healthier palate, a healthier frame of mind. Then from there, while I'm already doing that, because detoxing already is going to come with its weight loss with it anyway. That's just what it is, because you're cleaning out your system. But what grows from there is developing a plan. Okay, I'm going to get up a little early. I'm going to go to bed earlier, and I'm going to get up a little earlier so that I can, if I can't work out, at least I want to go for brisk walks and maybe go walking for 30, 45 minutes or what have you. I like walking because I'm an analytical person. And we're not analytical, but I'm a thinker. You know, I when I'm running, I'm thinking like I need to get to this. You know, I can't focus on things that I want to do and accomplish throughout the day, or what have you, or what my goals are, or what I need to look into, because I'm just in that focus running. I'm different than a lot of people, so I can do a power walk and walk for a whole hour or two, and my body will go into autopilot, and it's like it's nothing until I stop. Then that's when I feel it. But I like I would prefer to. That's what I've always been into, is just walking. And incorporate that. If I can go walk long distances, okay, I'll walk around the parking lot in the shopping center around across from where I live at, and just walk in a circle around there, and just be mindful of my time, come in, shower, and be ready to start my day, what have you. But making conscious effort to shift, and then pushing yourself to do it, eliminating the excuses. You got to eliminate the excuse, because if you are constantly allow the excuse to be a factor in your life, you're never going to get things done. You're never going to accomplish it. That's why the theme song for this PHWD challenge was "Don't Give Up" by Latrice Pace, that I play at the beginning, and I want to play at the beginning of the end of this live, because don't give up. And what she was talking about in that, and actually her picture on her CD cover is showing her with some weights in her hand, because I guess that was a workout song that she had created, because she significantly lost a lot of weight. She used to probably been like maybe like a 24, 26 or 20, anywhere in between that. And she's down to maybe like a 8 or a 10. You know what I mean? So she significantly lost a lot of weight. And so she's, doing it. And that is a testament to the fact that it can be done. So we got to eliminate the excuses. So I just wanted to pull that out. I know I kind of went the longer way around it, because she did say a lot of great gems, a lot of great nuggets in that regard. But I'm just saying, in this process of analyzing what's your purpose, your health goals and all that, your wealth goals, look at your time, look at your day, start to look at your habits. What are the things that you do? What are the foods that is your triggers that you love to eat, or what have you? Me and my mother was talking about this yesterday, and she was talking about not yesterday, a couple of days ago, and she was talking about, I said chips is still my thing, and she knows that that's one of her things, that's one of her foods that she eats, that is not a healthier choice. And so, but what do you do? What can you do to pivot? How can you shift? Stop, how can you move from eating processed foods to eating more healthier foods, or more fruits and vegetables, or finding out what's going to be the appropriate diet based on your health conditions, because not everybody can do the same level of diet. Some people need protein in their life, or specific meat protein, and they can't go vegan. Some people can't just do fruits and vegetables because of the natural sugars that's in certain fruits might trigger them to have health issues. But you got to figure out, you have to do your due diligence to find out what's going to work for you. So, we can't be ignorant and just think, oh, okay, I can't go to the doctor. I can't consult a medical professional, or consult somebody that deals in your BMI, and deal with your body mass, how much fat is in your body, and to come up with solutions on how to bring a healthier body. We ain't just trying to be skinny. We're trying to be healthy. You can be plus size, and you can still be a healthier life. So it's not about being skinny. It's about being healthier. Anybody else want to jump in?
I'll jump in real quick, and then I don't know if Erica and Kevin want to say anything. So I want to add two things. You talked about time management, and I have to go back to this, but I will say there are a lot of apps out there that really do help you manage your time. One of them that I tried a while back, and I really do need to get back to it, is A Tracker, I think was the name of it.
A Tracker, you said?
Yeah, A Tracker. And it would, I think if you wanted to pay, I think it's like $4.99, not a lot. You can get more out of it. And it tracks your time. So you can like put anything on there, however long you want it to be, whether it's your workout time, your breakfast time, and it really helps you to really look at what you're spending time on. So say you have a business, and this is really why I started it, and I really do need to go back to it. In the beginning, I wasn't really sure how long I was going to spend time on doing certain tasks, and you can relate to this, Apostle. I'm trying to think, just putting, like, I put ebooks together and digital recipe books, and I didn't know exactly how long it was going to take me to do things like that. So I wanted to time it. Okay, what am I going to take to work on this content, I guess I could say. So things like that. So, if it's not business and it's personal, put on there stuff that's not even that good for you. If it's watching TV, if it's scrolling through social media, whatever, just look at what you are spending time on.
Indeed.
And you'll be amazed. Like sometimes we get those pop-ups on our phone. I see it, how much time I've spent on social media. I'm like, oh my God, I wasted that many hours scrolling. You don't even realize you're doing it. So it would just help you to kind of form more structure, to really say, and not just looking at it, not just measuring the time, but now you can also structure it. So this is how much time you want to spend. So you can set like a little alarm and say, okay, I only want to spend an hour doing whatever it is. If it's a business task, then doing content for social media, for instance. If it's a business task, if it's a personal task, maybe you want to spend an hour working out, whatever. It just gives you more structure. I think it's really helpful. So A Tracker is one of them, but there's probably several out there. So that was something I wanted to add. And there was something else, and now I forgot what it was.
We get so much revelation, we forget.
That's a really good one. Yeah. It's really just looking at what you spend time on and what you waste time on, I guess. That way, I like to look at both sides of the coin, whether it's the food you eat, everything you do. Don't just look at the negative side. Oh, I know what it was. You were talking about food. So for me, I used to eat a lot of junk food. I grew up a junk food junkie. I liked really sugary cereals and
me too.
Sugar.
The best.
Yep. And I love cheesy things and all that
you're
kind
my
of
friend.
stuff.
You're my friend.
So what I've learned to do is eat a healthier version of what I used to love.
Yes.
So for instance, like tacos. You can make tacos healthier. I like making them with ground turkey, salsa, beans, organic chips, and avocado.
Yeah.
If you absolutely have to have a sour cream, you could use a Greek yogurt. I don't put any cheese. I don't use a sour cream or even an alternative. I like it with the avocado. That's enough for me. I don't need anything else.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to find like an alternative of what you used to love. Don't go too crazy if it's pastry or processed food because it's still processed. But find alternatives of foods you used to love, and then you won't feel like you miss it so much. So that's what I wanted to say. Hope that helps.
No, absolutely. This is great stuff. Great start to the challenge in that regard. And I know there will be people that's going to be looking at the replays and listening in, and so there's a lot of value and knowledge in what we're sharing here. Also, I want to also add to the time management thing as well. Maybe instead of the time being focused so much on the watching TV element as an example, how about multitasking? If you got an elliptical, you got a workout machine at home in that regard, and you could do a light workout. You can watch TV and work out. What stops you in your momentum is stopping. That's the problem. Don't stop. Keep moving. You can watch and be engaged in that television show or what have you, and still be able to make strides in doing what it is that you're doing in that regard. I can be on Clubhouse working on my work and another client's work simultaneously at the same time and not miss a beat. And the only time when I stop, if I have to stop working, is if I'm speaking prophetically into somebody's life, or I have to pray because I need to focus on what I'm hearing and seeing in the spirit. And that's when I stop. But I've learned how to multitask. I can watch TV because I literally, even right now, I'm sitting in front of it right now. I have three laptops. Two is my clients, and well, four actually. I have two MacBooks and two PCs, and I have a dual screen monitor, and I have at least 2 to 3 screens up in front of me at all times throughout the day, and that's not including my phone. That's not including my phone. So I'm literally navigating back and forth because I learned how to multitask. I never was a good multitasker back for a while. I had to focus on one thing at a time. But over time, when you're trying to maximize your day or maximize your potential, you will learn how to multitask. So how can you do that? Finding things that you can do simultaneously at the same time. You know, I gave this in on the PHWD, not PHWD, the putting legs to your vision room. When we were talking about putting legs to your vision, I said, let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, when we're taking our bathroom breaks, being at work or at home, our phone is with us everywhere we go. Let's be honest. So I know that's kind of nasty to think about, that you are scrolling through your phone while you are doing your thing. However, the reality of that is that that is time that you could be Googling and researching instead of swiping through and looking at pictures and liking posts on Facebook, that you could be doing something productive towards what you're doing. Or maybe that could be time when you're reading into something that's going to advance you in knowledge in your purpose or whatever. You know, developing a plan or reading over your business plan or whatever, but you can capitalize on moments. Or if you're on transit, you're sitting on a transportation, you're sitting in an Uber, you can capitalize on that money instead of just bobbling to music. You can capitalize on that time. That's why I said analyze your day and really look at what you do. Maybe take a whole week before you come up with a plan and write down what you do throughout the entire day for 7 days a week. And a lot of us do things repetitively. It's just if we get into a cycle, we do this every day or certain days a week. Just write these things out and begin to dissect. Okay, I can move this around. I can change this. I don't need to do this. I don't need to be, doing this so much. And I can change this and I can alter this. And now I can look at my time and say, I got an extra hour out of the day. What can I do with that hour? Work out. I can put legs to my vision. I could, read and find something stimulating for my mind. And that's also too, I forgot to mention earlier as well. We're going to be doing a book club through this as well. So one of the first books that we're going to be starting off with is God, Lord. Let me pull it up because I just forgot the name of the author. But it's Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And the reason why we're starting with that book first is because it's about your mind has to be renewed in order for you to understand, the wealth aspect of your life. And the book is, and I was really late to the game finding this book. Or what have you? Somebody talked about it on Clubhouse. They did the audio book on YouTube, and it's available on YouTube. And it's a 5-hour and 11-minute read. And yeah, for me, I can't listen to it straight as is because I probably get a little bored. So what I did for me to keep my attention was I had some instrumentals playing in the background on my iTunes as I was listening to the YouTube audiobook. And I felt like somebody was preaching to me. I was so engaged. I was so focused. I had to pause it and rewind it back and listen again. And then I also downloaded the PDF book of it so I can highlight things so that, when we do talk about this in this room, we can, I can bring up those highlighted parts of the chapters in that regard. So those of you that are listening now, and I'm searching for it right now online, so please forgive me. I should have had it already up.
Who's the author of that one?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now. Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, and it is by ugh. I'm gonna spell it because I know I'm gonna say it wrong. His name is spelled as T is the first initial, and then his I think it's his middle and last name. Middle name is Hary, and last name is Eker. Ecker, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Harvey Eker,
Yeah,
T. Harvey
I
Eker.
read that one. That's a good read. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And it was really blessing my life. A lot of the things that he was saying, I have been saying as well. I had never read this book, but it was a lot of things in there that he said that was just like, wow, that was a slap in the face. Woo! I mean, it'll get you. It'll definitely get you right together. So, so if you guys are just being a part of this room, we're going to be talking about this book on different days. I'm probably going to be extending this room to possibly being 1 to 2 days a week, not as consistent, but there'll be like special rooms that I'll do on a Saturday, especially if I'm bringing in a focus speaker or doing class sessions, because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I want to have somebody come in and do classes on crypto. Some things are paid classes because the person is versed in that area that they need to be compensated for. But you know, we're talking about advancing your life over the next decade, and this is going to shift your life. So you want to invest into yourself. So that's one of the things you definitely want to pick up, because we are going to be talking about this book. It's called The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind: Mastering the Internal Game of Wealth. And again, it's by T. Harvey Eker. I believe I'm pronouncing his name correctly. But definitely, it's an excellent read. If you don't have the time to sit and read the book, listen to the audiobook. Go on YouTube. It's available. They're on YouTube, and listen to it. And just mark, don't forget where you left off, because you don't want to, keep repeating or what have you, and you never get it done. But, it is definitely going to set some perspective of how poor people, wealthy people, and even the middle ground as well, how they think, and how they move and operate. And it puts a lot into perspective, and it's really going to help you in that regard. So definitely get that book. That's going to be a part of our book club in that regard. Again, The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. I'm going to put this up on Facebook and YouTube on the screen so that you guys see this for the book club.
While you do that, Apostle Kevin, did you have anything you wanted to say? You're quiet.
He over there soaking it in.
I just wanted to see if you had anything to say.
Oh,
well, another thing to know about T. Harvey Eker is he's a motivational speaker. He does a lot. Like once you read the book, you'll see you can get on his email list. I don't think I'm on his Facebook page, but he does a lot. He probably has stuff on YouTube. Does a lot of workshops, and he's does a lot. I think he's got other books out there too. So definitely want to follow him once you get the book.
Yes, absolutely. And I know he does the different Millionaire Mind events and stuff like that as well. So and I don't know if he still does them at all, because I don't, I think this book's been out a while. And then also I just started looking into A Rich and Righteous. Dang, I just forgot his name as well. It's a newer book, but it's a thick read. It is a thick read. But I started Julian Gordon.
Another good one that Felix Anderson recommended was Moses Was a Millionaire. That's a really good one.
Okay, I'm going to check that one out as well. And I have a lot of PDF books on my computer. I have almost 300 books on my computer now. Does that mean that I am reading them all or have read them all? Be very clear. However, having the accessibility to the knowledge and the resource when you need it, and something comes up, or you need knowledge and deliverance, or you need knowledge in the prophetic, or knowledge in business, or what have you, and able to go and grab it and just pull that up. And then and the reason why I like the PDF versions of the book is because, one, I can look at it on my phone, I can look at it on my computer, but because I have Macs, well, PCs now do it as well, but Macs have the text to speech. So if I don't have the time to read the book, and I don't have an audio, like an audible of the book, my computer read the pages to me, and go through the PDF, and I'll just kind of like highlight the chapter that I'm on, or the pages that I'm on, and it'll read it for me, as if I'm listening to an audible, but a little slightly computerized. But when you get into a flow, that you don't even really think about the voice, you just think about what's being said or what's being read, and I kind of am able to, like, again, multitask, because I'm taking that knowledge in from that book. I'm still working, I'm still moving and mobilizing and doing what I'm doing, but I'm still taking in knowledge of what I need to learn or take in for what my objective is or what I'm trying to do in life. And that's why I said sometimes we just think, it's either, one or the other, which is a poor mentality, instead of some or more, that you could do some or more of these things simultaneously, or that you can accomplish or attain these things, and don't think, oh, okay, well, I gotta shut down my whole day so I can just read this book and I don't have the time. Get Audible. Download the ebook and even the e-readers. Some of the e-readers even have a text to speech in it that it will read to you or what have you. iPhone or what have you. Like I have a couple of books on my iPhone, and they have the text to speech on there too. So it's just to eliminate the excuse. And that's one of the things that's definitely going to be essential in this process of the PHWD challenge, is eliminating the excuses. You got to find a way to eliminate the excuse, in that regard. But Kevin, are you back with us, sir? Are you in the room? Are you able to share anything, man of God? Or you could just back channel me and let me know if you're busy. But that's well and fine. That's not a problem. So just to kind of recap for those that are just coming in, especially those that are on social media that's listening in, we are talking about the PHWD Challenge, which stands for Purpose, Health, and Wealth Decade Challenge. And this is something that I started in January of 2020, and pre-pandemic. And God just told me to bring this back. This is something that He wants want me to focus on to bring to the table again. But this is something that's going to be really essential because, again, we're dealing with all these different variances that's going on. A lot of people are still getting sick. Different symptoms that are a little slightly different than what the original COVID was, and so we want to live a more prosperous, healthier life. I would that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Living our lives in purpose, living a healthier life, creating streams of wealth over the next decade. Let's go. That's what it says on the flyer. That's what it says on your screen, and that's what we're going to do. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Well, what you're going to see is you're going to watch me do it, and then maybe you might come in on the tail end of it. But I know at this juncture of my life, I'm in my 40s now. Metabolism has gone down. It's not as what it used to be. Can't just keep eating up everything, and I just don't want to live the status quo. I don't want to live the legacy or the history of what has transitioned in my family, of poverty or struggle or health issues, and never coming into wealth, a wealthier life. And so I'm doing it within me. I want to encourage you all to do it as well. And so again, be on the lookout. There's going to be different flyers with different people that you're going to see on there. There's going to be different speakers. I definitely want you, Paula, to come on and be a keynote focused speaker in one of these nights because again, you have a lot of knowledge and resources in that regard, especially on that health side. And I would love for you to be a part of this journey with me if you're able.
Absolutely, I'd love to. Just let me know when.
Every Friday at 8 p.m. But what I'll do is I'll back channel me your contact information because you were talking about some other things that you do. We need to talk. We need to talk. So
awesome.
definitely,
okay.
Yeah, definitely back channel me your information, and then we're gonna definitely get some things going, and then I'll lock in a specific day that will be focus on and get what your what all that you do. So when I do the flyer and marketing and the advertisement for that, I have you. It'll be up that this is your expertise. This is the focuses that we're going to be talking about, so that we can get the people already engaged beforehand, so that they'll be ready when we start. All right, you guys. Well, it's been a light room tonight. So we usually, funny enough, when I usually do my rooms, we usually be on for like 3 or 4 or 5 hours. But because this is a new focus and a new topic, and a lot of people are not aware of it, and I just noticed that I spelled it. I put PWDW challenge on the top of the screen of Clubhouse instead of PHWD, and I apologize for that. But nevertheless, this is going to be the focus of the room. Now, will we be doing this room over the next decade? Absolutely not. This is to get you motivated on the trajectory of your life. Now, will this room or will this focus pop back up sporadically over months or years while we're doing it? Absolutely. Whenever God gives me back to do it again, it's to remotivate you again. Let's go after it. Let's go after it and let's make it happen. And then also, too, to bring testimonies. This is what has been happening in my life. I'm going to also share this before we get out of here. I want to testify of this fact. Excuse me if you hear me sniffling. My allergies just started kicking in. I don't know why. I've had an allergy issue in quite a little while now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I want to just testify to this. The last time I was talking about the PHWD challenge, I was literally in the thick of trying to figure out where is my life headed, what is God doing in my life. I'm still dealing with some struggles. At that time, I had a major deficit over my head from a conference that I did, and just really, I had just relocated, and was in the thick of after I relocated, getting accustomed to living in a whole new city and state, and just trying to figure things out. But He gave me this, what have you, and so. And in the midst of that process, so many things have changed. My mindset, my focus has changed. My determination has changed. With the mindset and things that have changed, has been bringing me an audience with people that speak the same language, and they are more wealthier and more advanced than I am. And so because of that, and because of the mindset change, and because of utilizing the gift and not giving up, that has been the thing that is bringing me before great men, bringing me an audience with people that I have never met before in my life. And I'm really excited about this process of my journey. And I hope that in itself encourages you to get up. Stop making the excuses. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't allow people to get in your ear to make you think that you're not worthy and qualified. Stop allowing yourself to filter the truth through the lie. The lie could be what's in your head, what somebody has spoken about you, that, oh, you're ugly, you're fat, you're unattractive, you're not anointed, you're not called. In that regard, you're a faggot, you're a sissy, you act like a girl, you act like a boy, and all these derogatory and slanderous things that speaks these things over your life. Stop allowing those words and those things to no longer govern your life, but again to break those things down and begin to decree over your life. I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am qualified. I am anointed. I am called to God's purpose. I am moving in a purpose-driven life. I will have healthier life, and begin to decree these things over your life. And you're going to begin to see the thing that you speak begin to manifest in your life. But don't only just get stuck in speaking it, because we get stuck in the decrees and declares. We get stuck there. And then you got to graduate to actually mobilize in the thing that you speak. I am beautiful. Okay, well now go get your hair done. Put on some clothes. Make yourself beautify yourself. You know what I mean? And not living up to somebody's beauty standards, but do it what's going to feel comfortable and beautiful to you. You want to, I'm not fat. I am healthy. Okay, now not only just speak it, but begin to move in it. Begin to live a healthier life. Begin to, eat healthy. Begin to do more, to exercise and get more physically fit in that regard. Again, not living up to nobody's status quo, but about doing it, about making yourself feel good and being a healthier life. So we're not trying to live up and be the next Instagram models. That's not what we're trying to do. This is not what this objective is. Again, this is about shifting the trajectory of our entire life. But you got to eliminate the excuses, and you cannot give up. Again, I don't own the rights to this music, but the person that sings this song is that is the writer of the song. We're actually follow each other. I do not know her, but we follow each other on social media, and she is Latrice Pace. And this is amazing song that is right in line to the focus and what we are talking about with this PHWD challenge. So as we get ready to close out, let this just seep into your spirit. Let this seep into your mind that not to give up, but we're going after it, and we're going after it strong in this hour of the season.
Don't give up on yourself. It's too late in the hour. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep pushing. You gotta keep walking. Don't keep running. Don't give up.
Don't give up,
Don't
y'all.
you give up. No, this is not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. Don't give up. Don't give up. The race is not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. Don't be led by your senses, what you hear, see, or feel. With a fixed determination, your dreams will reveal. And no more negative thoughts about yourself. Envision positive images. Don't give up. Don't give up. You gotta keep holding on. Don't give up to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. The race is not given. This is not given to the swift or strong, but you gotta endure. You gotta be.
Thank you guys for tuning into Something to Think About broadcast. Again, I'm Apostle Aaron Randall. I'm known as Ace in the business world. Tune in next week on Friday at 8 p.m. We're going to get more in depth into this conversation. For those of you who are watching the replay, thank you for supporting this live and this ministry and this focus objective. Come back next week with your assignment ready. Again, just a quick recap. We're going to be talking about writing down, what you've written down about what's your purpose, what's your passion, what is your burden, what is your health goals, what are your health complications and diagnosis, what is your generational health issues, and what is your goals concerning living a healthier, prosperous life. Also, we're talking about with your visions, what are your purpose. On the wealth side, what is your vision? What is your goals for your salary, income, and profit margins for your business, and what is your overall objectives of what you're trying to do, establishing streams of income, and how do you grow from becoming from being in the work world into being an entrepreneur or advancing your career path. So these are the things that we're going to be talking about. Begin to write these things down. Also, begin to write down your day. What is it that you do throughout the day? We're going to study that out for the next week. And then once we study that out for the next week, we'll be able to dissect, okay, what can we do to change? What can we do to evolve so that we can capitalize on our time? Let me count the days that I might apply wisdom. I would that you prosper, be in good health, even as your soul prosper. This is our focuses. This is what we're going to be doing on at the beginning of the PHWD challenge. Also, for the book club, as you saw on the screen, download or purchase or buy the book, The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. It is by, I'm sorry, I did not put the author's name up on the screen, but his name is, goodness, I just forgot it just that quick. Harvey Eker. And his books are available online. The audiobook is available on YouTube, and you can listen to the audible there. And so we're going to be talking about this book, not next week, but the week after next. So we're going to give you 2 weeks to be able to start reading into the book, and we're going to start dissecting the first 2 chapters of the book going into week 3. So thank you guys again for being a part. Last thing before we get out of here. Again, I am doing a campaign for my mission efforts for Kenya, and I am prepared. I'm sorry, not just Kenya, but 5 different countries, 3 different missions trips. And so I'm looking for people to be able to partner with me and to help me to raise this $8,000 goal that I have to raise. Now that is that's not really enough, but I can make that work. I can stretch that. I'm a frugal person, so I know how to make it work. And I'm going to be gone for almost 3 months, but not total altogether. But over the span of the 3 different trips, it's going to be like a total of 3 months. And so that helps me to be able to take care of travel, lodging, whatever that I have to do while I'm there in that regard. And so whatever your seed sown is going to help in that regard. So if you look on the screen, or those that are on Clubhouse, if you look above, especially those that are looking at listening to the replay, you see the link for the Cash App above. Also on the screen, you see the Cash App and the PayPal details. And also you can go on my description on my in my bio, and you'll see the PayPal details as well for the email address that you can send there. And whatever seed that you're able to sow is going to contribute to those efforts to make this happen. Again, this is a part of my passion of what I do. And this is also about what I'm doing with my PHWD challenge. This is a part of that for me in that regard. So whatever you can do to assist in that regard, feel free to sow into that and help me to go to the nations in that regard for the missions trips, the 2022 missions trips. Thank you guys so much. And these rooms are getting ready to end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. And I did back channel you.
Yes, I got it, and I'm gonna reach out to you soon. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
You too. Good night.
Good night.